Got the tools for the job.
Okay, update. Van is back. I'm going to go show you now the wood that I've got, which I'm going to use to build what I'm building today. But first, need some coffee. I also was going to make myself look a bit more presentable for this video, but given the fact how cold it is, the bean is just staying on, so I'm just going to have to deal with this. This is the wood I'm going to be using. It's 18mm thick plywood. Now, I actually bought, this was all one sheet that I got from B&Q, but I actually got it cut down in store, and like they did a thing where like if you buy the wood there, they'll cut it down for free. So I've got it cut down to the exact height that I need for building the bed in the back of the van. If you are interested, I will put a link to this in the description. Link in the description sounds like I'm sponsored. I'm not sponsored by B&Q, but just in case anybody is doing some future builds. The reason I chose 18mm ply is because it's that sweet spot between it's light enough that it's not going to weigh a ton in the van, obviously thinking about suspension, total load, things like that. But it's also sturdy enough that you can like lay and sit on it without it snapping. So all these things you've got to think about. So the boxes are out of it, and this is what we're looking at from the back. So ideally, for the back of the bed, I want to make a structure just to kind of cover this area here. So when the seat goes forwards and folds back, it's extended at the minute. Because right now, all I've got is these seats. And when you flatten out, it's not long enough to lay on. Especially when you're a 6-foot giant like me, it's just not long enough. So now we're going to draw it up. So for the back one, like, so this is where this side will finish, and actually the height and the width of this one's okay. The problem is around the wheel arches it's going to have to come in, so I'm just going to go in now and draw around where the outline of the wheel arch would be. These are just balanced for now, but this is what the vision's going to be like, something like this. And then these are going to be doors as well, so you can like lift up and get into there, but that's the vision. Nobody will know. Nobody will see that. Can sand it down. The current issue, so it's fitting in there, but it's just marginally too big at this side. So it just won't go back. This is one I did earlier, but as you can see, that was an absolute shit show. But it just needs to be a tiny bit further back, but I'm happy with the shape. Okay, so my dad had the great idea of actually using paper as a template before we start cutting, so using his expertise, we're now gonna cut this a bit more precisely, see how it goes. Macclesfield are beating Crystal Palace in the FA Cup. Look at that. Look at that. Ignore the burnt bit, I'm gonna sand that down. Ignore that little bit too, but there we go. Oh, this bit anyway, it's fine. Right, so tape measure. Okie doke, so what I'm doing here is measuring the distance from the piece of wood by the boot to the one where the seat is, so I can put some dividing piece of wood in between just to make some like little storage units. I don't know how to make so much mess.
Because you're messy. And you take after me. See?
IKEA, eat your heart out. You! Okay, so I've just really been sanding for the last however long. You can tell by how long because it's now dark. So just gonna pack up now, end day one of bed build, that's what we call it. and catch you in the AM and I'll update you on the progress. Okay, buongiorno e tutti, day 2 build. If you can't tell by the lighting here, it is indeed a very dark day. Just doing my puddle test to see how much it's raining. Quite a bit. But needs must, so I'm gonna go get on with the sanding and march on. Okay, so this is the setup. I was hoping it was going to be a bit drier to carry on working on today, but we're in England, aren't we? So this is needs must really. Good thing about the boot though, does mean that it is a bit drier. Just going to get on with sanding really. They've been sanded down. My boot dripped water on it, but hopefully that's not a problem. I just wanted to show you because I thought you'd appreciate how flush I got this to sit to the wheel arches. Yeah, there is a little bit of a gap, but overall, and that one there, that one's a little bit not great, but overall I'm quite impressed with the angle I got on them. Just thought I'm going to put some tape round here because it's sitting over the wheel arches, and as you can see it's doing that, so I'm going to tape it so it doesn't make a mess. Also got to say as well, I did say this was my idea, but it was actually Dave's, so cheers Dave. Thanks for letting me borrow all your tools as well. Ta. Alright, glue's drying. It was too cold outside, so we're doing it inside. But I'm now straddling it to glue it together. Yeah. So I've marked lines on here where the dividers in between the drawers are. So then what these are going to be is there's 3 units, 3 lids for each unit. I've slacked a bit with the filming during this bit, but looking a bit too slick back for my liking. It is just because my camera's dead and this doesn't have a tripod, so I've got to hold it like a B-Tech YouTuber, which I'm apparently now. Predator. Brilliant. The Supreme one. Alright, update. I thought I could get away with gluing, but as you can see, it's yeah, it's not been kind to us, so back to screws.